ไปสมัครตรงนั้น
ขออาจารย์
ฐานตัว
อาจารย์เดี๋ยวเราร่วมใจที่ฐานก่อนที่จะลงสอบข้าแต่พระบิดาเจ้าขอบคุณพระองค์สำหรับวันนี้ที่ข้าทั้งหลายได้มีโอกาสได้มาร่วมกันร้องเพลงสรรเสริญพระองค์ได้มาร่วมกันเพื่อพบปะพี่น้องมิชชันนารีที่ท่านได้มีโอกาสได้ไปรับใช้พระองค์ที่เมืองไทยและนำข่าวประเสริฐขององค์พระเยซูคริสต์เจ้ามาแก่พวกข้าทุกคนข้าพระองค์ทุกคนขอพวกข้าทั้งหลายได้รับพระพรจากพระองค์ขอพระวิญญาณบริสุทธิ์สถิตอยู่กับการที่ข้าทั้งหลายได้มีเฟลโลชิพด้วยกันในบ่ายวันนี้ทุกสิ่งทุกอย่างให้อยู่ภายใต้การทรงนำของพระองค์สิ้นในนามพระเยซูคริสต์เจ้าอาเมน
Some of you may not know, we went to Thailand in 1957.
57
57. Yeah. And I had 2 years of language school in Bangkok. And then went to Prague. And we had 2 terms in Prague.
2 term 8 years
Huh?
8 years 2 term
Yeah. And then after Prague, I went to Masseria.
แม่สุรี
Taiwan Pound Song.
อาจารย์พูดภาษากะเหรี่ยงได้เก่งมาก
อาจารย์เพิ่นเอาเก้าอี้มาให้อาจารย์เนาะ
And then after Masseria, we were laid off. We were Presbyterians, and they didn't have enough money, and they laid off 200 missionaries.
200
And then later on, the finances turned around, and they sent us back to Thailand, and I went to be director of the Lamp of Thailand,
ประทีปของไทย
Pradeep Kong Thai, and lived in Chiang Mai. So I was 4 years there in Chiang Mai, and since that time I've had 2 daughters. The oldest one worked at McCain. Found a Thai husband there. Later they got divorced after having 3 girls. And she is remarried and working in Shanghai with her husband. And the Shanghai, China.
เสียงไฮ้
เชียงไฮ้นะคะ
เสียงไฮ้
And then my second daughter went out and worked at McCain. She's a nurse under the Presbyterians, and then later on went out on raising her own support, and just came back last summer. 2 summers ago. Okay. Time's going fast.
Yes.
Anyway, she worked the second time she worked at McCain also. And they were just starting they had inherited some money, and they decided to start assisted living, which was new to Thailand.
Yes.
She said everybody was thinking nursing home, and she said, no, it's not a nursing home. So she helped with designing the building and doing all the policies and hiring everybody and training them, and so she ran that she was out there for 5 years.
Is that in Chiang Mai or in
เชียงใหม่แมคเคน
At McCain, right? They built new buildings for it. And so she was out there for 5 years. And then came back because the daughter who was with her out there was going to be going to college. And she needed to earn more money to pay for the college. So she came back to Seattle area and got a job right away because she had lots of experience. And so she's up in Seattle. South Seattle is where she works now, a place called Kent.
in ประทีปของไทยอาจารย์ work with อาจารย์พรมณีคำ
No, what happened was a little background on that. I first knew the Monicums when they came to Thailand, and we were at the guest house, and they arrived in Thailand and came to the guest house in Bangkok, and then they were in Nan, and we were in Prat, so they always came through. And when Mano was going to have her first son, she came and stayed at our house for a month beforehand. And, so anyway, we've known them all through the years. We've helped this family. In fact, there came a time when they were in India on leave, and the Church of South India said, we can't afford to send you back to Thailand. It costs too much. So Paul told me, and I said, you go back to Thailand. I said, I'm going to raise your support. And you ask the CCT to request that I be your sponsor. So they did that. And so I supported the family for several years. And then he died in 1971 or 72, anyway. He was working at the lamp and he died.
He died in Thailand.
Yeah, he died in Thailand. And the new building that they built for the lamp was dedicated the same day as his funeral. And they had huge crowds of people from all over the country. And now that building, the CCT, I think, is renting it to somebody else. It was a big building, you know, and they had gotten money from the World Council of Churches to build that. So, and that was interesting because it was built on property that I bought in Chiang Mai, including the little house that's next to it was already on the property, a teakwood house. And I had an adopted boy from Korea, and our mission said, because you already have 4 children at the time, we won't pay transportation, we won't pay education, we won't pay medical, you have to pay it all yourself. So I decided to buy some property in Chiang Mai and rent it to get some additional income to take care of this boy. And of course, foreigners at that time maybe still were not allowed to own property. So I put it in the name of a good friend of mine, Brahma, who was working at the Christian bookstore in Chiang Mai. He had
Brahma.
Brahma, yeah. He was working actually, and he was the son of a fellow who worked as a gardener for us in Prat. And so I put it in his name, and then later on we had it all transferred to the CCT.
Brahma.
Yeah. I don't know anything about him now.
Brahma, he married Yavapa and Yavapa Singanet. They did to Singanet family.
Yeah. But what is he doing? Do you know?
I don't know. Probably he retired that long time.
Probably retired.
Yeah, long time ago.
I keep forgetting all these folks who were young and now retired.
Yeah. He older than I, so I retired already. So
Okay. Yeah, because Wicha Natikun, who was at First Thai Church.
He older than me for 1 year.
Retired, but interesting story about Wicha, because Wicha went to seminary, and he had a father who was a Chinese background and not Christian. And when Wicha became Christian, his father was upset. But then when Wicha decided to go to seminary, his father committed suicide.
Wow.
So anyway, he was in seminary, but he had a problem. He would fall asleep in the class.
Yeah, that's it.
Always falling asleep. So I took him on as a personal assistant in Prat, and then also took him to Masuriang, and he worked there. And then after he worked with me in Masuriang, he went back to seminary, and he did fine. He was able to get over this sleeping. But
We need a good air.
It was quite a thing because I can remember one Christmas in Pratt. We were showing films. We had rigged up a screen and we had a projector and we're showing movies outside. So I went home and Weechow was left to run the projector and take care of it.
And he's sleeping.
And I got up and woke up early in the morning and I said, "What's that light over there?" And the film on the projector was just going to. Everybody had left and he was sleeping beside the projector.
Okay. Okay,
So let's sing one more song.
Joy to the world.
Joy to the world.
Joy to the world.